Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Phoenix. My name is Jeremy Fuhst, your host for this beautiful video I am about to display for you, all about what to do in summer here in Phoenix. Summer, the thing everybody talks about. Why are you moving to Arizona? The summer is scorching hot. Indeed it is, but there are things we can do to have an amazing time throughout the heat and mitigate lost time doing outdoor activity. So let's waste no more time, let's jump into it. The top 5 things to do in Phoenix during summer. Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona, the YouTube channel brought to you to bring you everything you need to know about moving or living in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, the first one is definitely going to be my personal favorite, which is hit the lake. Just hit the lake. If you don't have a boat, find someone with a boat, jet skis, do something, get out to the water. There is very few things, in my opinion, on this world as glorious as skipping across that water on a boat while that lake air blows through your hair. Or lack of, and the smell, right? Like you pack some sandwiches, you grab some drinks, you grab your friends and family and you hit the lake. It's one of the best times you will have, I promise you. And fortunately, there's 6 lakes close to Phoenix Metro that are accessible for you to go and do this. Now, my all-time favorite, just to be a little biased here, is going to be Canyon Lake. If you're looking for somewhere you can go, cruise on the water, that's absolutely beautiful. It's Canyon Lake. Canyon Lake. Saguaro's also incredible. Saguaro's a great second option. Saguaro is great for hitting the tube, getting pulled on the tube by the boat, for hitting the waves. It's a little bit bigger than Canyon Lake and it's a little longer, so enjoying outdoor water activities like that is better in my opinion on Saguaro. Canyon is just good for cruising, enjoying beautiful views. You literally cruise through a canyon. So you have your big body of water and then you can cruise back into this canyon where you have these giant cliffs on either side of you and it's absolutely stunning. You have Apache Lake, also a very long lake, and that all flows into Roosevelt. It's very cool actually. Some of our lakes, they're all connected in the Tonto National Forest, and they all slew into one, and then they end in the big body of Roosevelt Lake, Theodore Roosevelt Lake. So that's going to be your biggest lake. There's a lot of people that bring campers, they camp beachside, they stay there all spring break. They have an amazing dam to go look at. The fishing's incredible. People actually scuba dive down there. There's actually this thing, now that I'm thinking about this, there's actually people put famous characters from horror movies at the bottom of Roosevelt Lake that you can scuba dive down to, and if you feel like scaring the shit out of yourself, by all means you can do that as well. But hitting the lake is going to be one of the best times that you can go have. I'm telling you, you pack sandwiches, you grab some beers or waters and drinks, apple juice, whatever you prefer, and you hit the water and you are going to have an incredible time. And yes, it's going to be hot outside, but you jump in the lake, you cool down, you get back on the boat, everyone's wet, you go drive for 15 minutes, jump in the water, get back on the boat, everyone's wet, you're cooling yourself off in that lake water. It's an incredible time. Highly recommend. I think every single lake here also has a restaurant attached, so you can go have a great lake day, then go grab some grub, or grab grub, go to the lake day. In my opinion, it is always better to get there early. Lakes do hit capacity, and so you want to get there early. You don't want to be sitting there waiting for the opportunity to get in. So I would definitely hit the road by maybe 6 in the morning and make sure you get your butt out there as soon as you can. Now, depending on which lake you go to it's most likely going to depend on what side of town you live on. I live on the East Valley in East Mesa, and so I like to go to Canyon in Saguaro Lake. That is going to be about a 30 to 45 minute drive, so not too bad at all. If you want to get to Apache, you're probably around 45 minutes. Roosevelt, you're about an hour. Now, the map you're seeing right now, one of the main highways to get to those 2 lakes is currently closed, and so you kind of have to go around, which is why it looks like it takes a long time on this video, but that is not the case typically. If you live on the west side of town, you have Lake Pleasant. Lake Pleasant is an amazing lake, incredible. I've been there multiple times, but that is about an hour and 15 minute drive for me. So preference, I don't go out there if I don't have to, right? I hit the lakes closer to me. So if I'm on the East Valley, I hit those lakes. If it's West Valley, Lake Pleasant is definitely going to be the most popular lake that most people go to if you're on the west side of town. Jake, if you can pull up a map of the greater Phoenix area, and if you could just zoom in so we can see where these lakes are, please. Jake is my editor. Jake, closer, please. And there we go. Now we can see all 6 lakes in the Phoenix metro area. Okay, number 2 is gonna be hit the Salt River. Now, the Salt River actually connects to all these lakes that I previously mentioned. It's just not so far out. It's the first thing. You drive by the Salt River to get to Canyon Lake and Saguaro Lake, and they offer a service. You can pull up to this big building and they bus you, and you can rent a raft and they bus you to where they drop you off, and you can take your little float down the river. Now, the longest float you can do is about 4 hours, give or take, depending on how fast the river is flowing. But if you want to have a good time, especially this might be for like the younger demographic, probably 21 to 30. It is definitely more of a party scene. I haven't done it in years, but it is something that was an absolute gem to do in summertime. Now, learn from my mistakes here, guys. Learn from my mistakes. If you choose to float the Salt River, sunscreen the heck out of yourself. Bring it with you, apply it every half hour, 45 minutes. You don't realize how much you are baking in the sun as you float. Now, the river feels amazing. You don't feel so hot. You're dipped in the water. There's all kinds of tips and tricks on how to float the river and optimize the experience, because trying to bring speakers and food and all this stuff with just tubes or whatever can be a little tricky. But bring sunscreen, spray on stuff, or you will end up a lobster. I'm not kidding.
Don't boil me! I'm still alive!
I have seen the worst burns in my life coming from the Salt River, myself included. There is a good chance you will lose a shoe, a shirt along the way, because again, you're floating down the river. But you have the opportunity to see wildlife. There's wild horses out there. There's all kinds of different things. People are paddle boarding. They got canoes, all different types of stuff. It's really a cool experience. But again, it is in summertime. It is a very big party scene. So if that is not your scene, then maybe don't go during summertime, or it is best to, canoe or something along those lines that's not involved with the renting of the tubes and the bus service that takes you there. But if you are looking for a good time come summer and you got some friends and you want to try it out, I cannot recommend it enough. Make sure if you are drinking that you have a plan to getting back home. I cannot stress that enough. It's surrounded by police. A lot of things have happened coming from the Salt River because, again, you're sitting in the sun. You don't realize how much you've been drinking and how that dehydration really hits you. So make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have someone with you who will not be drinking and partaking in all that type of stuff, so to make sure you can get home nice and safe. But it is an incredible time and just, again, an absolute gem to do in summer. All right, third one is something that I actually don't hear a lot of people talk about, but it is something that I partake in every single summer with my family, and it's going to be the Harkins Theater Summer Movie Pass. Here's the best part. You got 8 movies for $8. 8 movies for $8. If you have kids, this is centered around kids. So summertime, kids are out of school. You're looking for stuff to do with the fam or your wife or your spouse. If they are a stay-at-home parent, they're looking for something to do. This is an incredible thing to do once a week. So you can see right here, here's the movie lineup this week. All these movies like my kid will love, right? And it's an incredible time. And to get out of the heat, something in summer to do that is extremely cost effective. $8. You can get in, you can go see all these movies, one every week for the entire summer, and it is, in my opinion, extremely underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but it is something that I've been doing for a long time. My parents did with us and all my younger siblings, that now my wife does with my son, and I can partake when I can. Obviously, I can't hit every single week because I gotta find people houses, but when I'm available, I can pop in because, again, it's only $8 for me. So if I only catch one, then that's good for me. But if you're looking to make a move, check out the Harkins Summer Movie Pass. Harkins by far has the best popcorn in Phoenix Metro. In my opinion, okay? Don't lash out at me. I know there's some great places with popcorn. Harkins, my favorite. Okay, and number 4, if you move here, it's either build a pool, buy a house with a pool, or befriend somebody with a pool. Having a pool, absolute necessity for summertime. We live in the pool come summer. Now, come late July and August, those pools might even feel warm depending on the size of the pool, which is actually pretty crazy. But I did it today, man. I was out all morning. I was sweating. I was hot. It hit about mid-90s today. I go and jump in my pool, feel amazing, cool off, chill out there for a little bit, come inside, don't even shower. About 2 hours later, go back outside, build some stuff for my wife in the sun, get hot, jump in, dip in, cool off. I can't tell you how important having a pool is. And according to poolresearch.com, there are more pools per person in Arizona than any other state in the country. And that is a stat I never thought I would ever say. More pools per person than any other state. There is 1 pool per 13 people in Arizona. 1 pool for 13 people in Arizona. One more time. 1 pool for 13 people in Arizona. There's only a few states that even come close to that, come close. Florida is the next one. Arizona is the king of pools. That's what that means. Arizona is the king of pools. And if you don't have one, if you are moving here and your house doesn't have one, community pool, depending on where you go, there's some extremely cool communities building incredible pools with slides and all different kinds of things for the kids. But look out for the community pool. And if neither are an option, find the closest pool and pretend like you like it. Even if you don't like them, pretend like you do. Bring them cookies, make them dinner, and befriend someone with a pool. You want to have a pool accessible all summer long. You have to. You have to. You don't have to. But it's highly recommended. It is by far the most common thing that most people do here. Pool parties, barbecue, and have people over, friends over, family over. We play board games and all that kind of stuff by the pool. We have a big Jenga that my wife built. We're out there all the time. Come summertime, there's very few things to do that is easier, more fun, and just accessible to cool off in summertime than just having a pool. So highly recommended. Remember, Arizona, king of pools, one pool per every 13 people. Yeah, you got it. And the last but not least, coming in at 5, join a bowling league. Just kidding. Nothing against you hardcore bowlers out there. That was a joke. I didn't mean it. I enjoy bowling. But for real, let's get into it. Number 5 is going to be just various things to do around the Phoenix metro area, such as museums. I'm just gonna rattle off a bunch right now. Here we go. The Phoenix Art Museum, the Herd Museum, Musical Instrument Museum, Arizona Science Center, the Idea Museum, Mesa Art Center, Phoenix History Museum, Children's Museum of Phoenix, Pioneer Telephone Museum. Telephones. And my personal favorite is going to be the Arizona Museum of Natural History. I've been going to this museum since I was just a wee lad, long time. And a while back, they added these animatronic dinosaurs, and they have this really cool scene where they're moving and they're roaring and this river flows and the waterfall, and it's really neat. And now I have a 3.5-year-old. I've taken him to that museum countless times because it's just a really cool experience. My kid loves dinosaurs. We watched Jurassic Park together. He loves it. He probably has 400 dinosaur toys. Some of them being this small that I step on in the middle of the night, but I digress. But it is a really neat thing to take him to because it's something that I went to as a young kid that I adored and I loved, and now I get to take him. So yes, I do have a bias when it comes to which museum I like best, but I am a sucker for doing things with my son that make him laugh and smile and excited. And that is one of those things that do. And it's on the east side of town where I live. It's maybe about a 20-minute drive, and I'm very, very familiar with it and the area, and I'm familiar with all the restaurants around there. And so we can go to Taco Chihuahuas afterwards and grab an amazing taco or burrito right after we hit and see the dinosaurs. But that museum is probably my favorite, and we spend a lot of time there. And through summer, you're looking for stuff to just do, right? You're looking just to do something inside if you're not by water. And hitting places that I just listed out here is definitely something that we do on the regular. Like if it's 120 degrees out, we're like, hey, what can we go do? Oh, let's take Madden to the Arizona Science Center. Madden's my son. Let's take him to the Idea Museum. Hey, let's take him to the Arizona Museum of Natural History. Like, we figure out these things to do during summer, and for someone moving here or is brand new here, thinking about moving here, I would highly recommend making a list. What are these things that you want to go see when you get here? And summer is an amazing time to knock these out because the rest of the year, it's so freaking beautiful outside. You want to spend your time outside. You want to go hiking and see all these things outdoors. But when it's hot, you're inside, right? You're inside the majority of the time. You want to be inside somewhere where there's air conditioning. And so having a list ready to go of some cool places that I just listed, and just Google more, right? There's so many incredible places to go check out if you're into museums and science centers, that kind of thing. I'm a big sucker for it, and I just highly recommend it because it's an incredible time that you could go bust 3-4 hours out on a hot summer day and just go have an amazing time with you and your family. All right, everybody, that concludes my top 5 things to do in summer. My name is Jeremy Fuhst. Please like, subscribe this video. It means so much, especially to a newer channel like this, to help me grow. And I just want to try to help as many people as I can make the move to Arizona. I am a licensed real estate agent. I own a real estate team called Impact Real Estate. We sell hundreds of homes every single year, and I would love to be at least considered when making the move. Just what do I have to do just to be the name in the hat that you might pull out? And I just want the opportunity to earn your business and give you an incredible experience moving to Arizona. So again, please like, subscribe, do all the things that I'm sure you've heard many other YouTube people say, and I would greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, please reach out. My contact information will be in the comments. Please leave a comment. And I just have a passion for helping people and showing off the great state of Arizona. So I hope you guys have an incredible day, beautiful day, and I hope to hear from you soon. See ya.